That's why I brought the glass ones, but the paper cups, these are biodegradable. So we want to use everything that is either going to go back home or is going to dissolve into the earth. No styrofoam.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Good way to think about it. Let's head back to the station now with Dave.
Okay, thanks so much, Val. All right, you're out this summer. Perhaps you're having a picnic. You've got the camera with you. Maybe you're a budding photographer. Maybe you just like to take casual shots of the family, but you want to do it right. So joining us is Christopher Holmes. He's a professional photographer. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot, yeah.
We're here to talk about specifically tips on how to take good pictures in the summer, which is different than the winter. Why? Because of the quality of light or something?
Yeah, obviously in the summer the light is more intense and there's longer hours of daylight. And that's why I think it's probably important to appreciate the back end and the front end of the day, because dusk and dawn, they're the two opportunities you have for longer shadows and a milder light, a much more diffuse light, and you can get the better shots. You get more detail if you're shooting in the midday in the heat of the sun, for example. You're going to get burnout, you're going to get flare, you get all kinds of technical problems which can be dealt with in the lab, photoshopping with digital, for example, or in the lab if you're using film. Yeah. But generally, it's a good idea if you can get up a bit earlier, or if you can get to stay a bit later on the beach or whatever, you'll get the better shots.
Well, everybody takes sunset shots, Christopher, but there's got to be more out there than just sunset shots at the end of the day. As you say, longer shadows. You know, the light's got a warmer quality kind of to it, right?
Sure, it has.
Now, you only use film.
I use digital for some commercial work,
right.
I'm working commercially, but for my fine art photography, I use film, analog film, yeah.
Let's take a look at a shot or two. There we go.
This is Havana in Cuba. These guys, obviously Cuba's famous for the old American cars, which are exported there in the 50s, and the Cuban guys tend to keep them fairly good condition, and these two guys they were way down the street, and I happened to have a long telephoto lens on, so this was on my holiday. This is a holiday shot. But,
right. But as a professional photographer, you're thinking about composition. I assume a lot of people that doesn't even enter their head when they take a photograph.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking your average family shot on the beach, then you'll arrange the group and arrange the people in the portrait and take the photograph.
But should you deliberately try and do something different?
I'm on the lookout. I mean, that's the main thing. I've got my antennae out for the shot, and generally speaking, it's opportunistic. This, for example, looks like a normal sailing shot, but it's at Alcatraz. It's outside Alcatraz in San Francisco Bay, and then the photography will always surprise you.
Yes.
The pelican flew into the shot.
So you got lucky with the pelican.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know the pelican would do that, but
so you have three elements there.
Makes a nice dimension, yeah.
Is this the Stampede?
That's the Stampede. That's actually a small rodeo in Cochrane, near Calgary, last year. They have the same style of rodeo, a bit more down home and country. But yeah, it's an action shot, yeah.
And of course, you have to have your shot, you know, if you're not using one of these cameras that makes all of the decisions for you, you've got to adjust the proper shutter speed, and the film has to be fast enough to capture that kind of action.
That's correct. I mean, preparedness is for all kinds of photography, whatever you're doing, whether it's portraiture, beach shots.
You can't really get this kind of... You don't have this latitude when you're using your cell phone, though, do you?
Cell phones are getting pretty creative, but
are they?
Yeah, I mean the modern generations are pretty creative, but yeah, you have the ability with the average camera, point and shoot digital, analog film cameras. It's the choice of film, for example, is the complicated one in the summer.
Now this is black and white. You're a big fan of black and white. As are many artists who work with photography as their medium, right? This looks like a panoramic shot.
Yeah, this is what I specialize in when I do my fine art photography. I do large panoramics up to 7.5 feet across, 3.5 feet deep.
Wow.
And
seldom.
And seldom, yes. The proceeds at the moment go to charity for the Special Olympics. But
now here you know this is a vertical format, right?
This is a vertical format using the same camera, the same panoramic camera, so it would be the same dimensions as the horizontal shot.
Right.
But the local landmarks, this is a gas town shot.
Yeah, at night.
In the rain. Actually, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning. Looks like broad daylight.
Yeah, well, it's the lights had just come on, the gas lamps there, and the reflections were nice.
Right.
And the problem, obviously, with Vancouver is shooting in the rain, because get a lot of rain here on the Pacific Northwest.
That can be a problem, or it could be an advantage.
It's either way, yeah. I mean, that's an atmospheric shot, so that can add to the value of the picture.
What do you think about digital photography? Do you think it's taken the craft out of a lot of the artistic craft out of photography? I mean, I know you can go into the computer and Photoshop a picture to look like anything these days, but that takes the decision at the point of the shutter away from the photographer, doesn't it, in a way?
Yeah, but it's, in my view, it swings and roundabouts. If your chosen medium is digital, then you can pursue that equally as analog photography. The thing is, either you do it for yourself on the Photoshop at home on the computer and then you print your results or store them, or you get a professional developer to do it for you in the lab. But at the end of the day, the result is the same. The image is printed and hopefully manipulated to its best advantage.
I would think with this revolution in digital photography, you could go and pick up used standard photographic equipment.
Very cheap now, very cheap, yeah. But you know, you could get good quality. I mean, the analog equivalent is 20 megapixels if you have a good film. If you're using, for example, in the summer, a nice quality film, Velvia, chrome film or something like that, then you can get good results with that, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning. It's something that is part of our common experience, and people shouldn't be afraid to experiment. Push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone with the camera, no matter what type of camera it is. 9:28 on a Thursday morning. You're watching BT.
Healthy-looking skin for a day. I want healthy-looking skin for life.
Don't just moisturize. Improve the look of your skin with Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion. The natural oatmeal formula goes beyond 24-hour moisture. It's clinically proven to improve your skin's appearance in one day with significant